6:17 this morning. Our Good News for Everyone initiative highlights the positive things happening in our community.
Nationwide, more than 105,000 people are waiting for an organ transplant right now. More than 400 people are waiting just in the state of Kansas, if I can get this, 428 people in Kansas. In Missouri, that number is over 1,700 people waiting for an organ.
What would it take for you to consider becoming a donor? What about a living donor?
So would you be a liver or kidney donor to someone you've never even met?
Right?
That's a crazy question.
I sat down with a Kansas City woman who did exactly that.
I'm a bottle of emotions. I'm anxious and I'm excited and I'm scared.
That's Lindsay Jarrett, the night before she donated her kidney to a stranger.
I have a really close-knit family. We're a small network of loved ones, and so they had a lot of questions. Most people have sort of like that fundamental question of why? Why would you do that for another person that you don't know? My heart was open to exploring it.
An open heart after heartache. Jarrett said she wanted to be a living donor for a longtime friend who sadly passed away from cancer.
I felt like if the opportunity ever presented itself again, I would have an open heart, and it did.
I'm so excited, and I just wanted everyone to know because I feel great.
She posted this to Facebook. That's the same place she found the person who needed her kidney. A friend of a friend posted a plea for a kidney donor for his father in Indiana.
I just reached out to him actually the same day and said, how can I help? And he was sort of like, are you kidding me? I don't know you, but here's the person that you can call to get started.
My kidney was almost shut down.
But Dr. Pete Puvendran was afraid to get his hopes up after decades of dealing with his kidney condition and after several other willing donors fell through. But over a year later,
there is one last hope that's remaining. We didn't know what that response was going to be till the last day.
After screening and tests and travel, all in a pandemic, that day finally came.
Just really put love and light out for me as I go through this journey.
I really felt like I was giving my body to something bigger.
After a successful surgery for both of them, they got the chance to meet for the first time.
The nurse came and asked me. I said, absolutely. And then I saw her. And the first thing I did was to cry.
We held hands. We actually didn't say much to each other.
I still get emotional when I think about it. 6 months later.
I said, I'm so happy that I could give you more life for you to be with your loved ones. And he said, oh, yes, I was just telling my wife, I'm going to live till 100 and give them hell.
My gratitude is beyond words.
Dr. Puvendran's wife keeps in touch with Lindsay's mom, and she keeps in touch with his son. Everybody's hoping for a reunion this year. I asked Dr. Puvendran how he feels now. He said before the transplant, he was 74. Now he's 54, and he can travel with his wife and live a more full and longer life. It's just so lovely.
I'm amazed at the Facebook part of this.
Yeah.
The friend of a friend of a, like how that came together. Did she have any fear about, I know this is weird to reach out and offer this kind of thing. Like, what was that initial conversation like? Did she tell you about that?
You read the post. She did. She said when she first reached out, the son was like, really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But truly, she was ready to help the next opportunity because she was so sad that she couldn't do it for her longtime friend that she wanted
The
to.
idea of being that open-minded to what's around you that you can help is really powerful in that story, because she could have said, yes, I definitely want to do that, and then never have seen that post or never been looking for something like it.
Right.
But she saw it and acted on it.
It's surgery. It's not without risk.
No, absolutely
She
not.
said emotionally and mentally she felt immediately back to normal and was so glad she did it. Probably took a couple of months, 4 to 6 weeks, which is typical to recover. Yeah. Okay, we showed you the number of people waiting on organs around the U.S. Look how many of those people are waiting for kidneys. I talked to the Midwest Transplant Network. They're based here. They largely handle donations from deceased donors. They have a link to place yourself on the registry. You can always do that at the DMV.
Right.
Taylor and I have both done that.
Yes.
Says donor on our card. And there are also living donor registries, but typically it starts with a transplant center, or typically it's somebody you know.
That looked like a solid 75–80%
It's
of
a high
the organs
percent.
necessary being kidneys that are necessary.
Yeah, Lindsay worked with the hospital in Indiana. That's how she did her process, where Dr. Puvendran was.
Yeah.
So we have more resources at kshb.com.
I love that story. Thanks for sharing.